device called as Manicule Memory Board for handwriting improvement, and it's been used by millions of students across the globe. Dr. Srisan Gopinath and his team conducted hundreds of free handwriting workshops to more than 7,000 teachers across India and created a handwriting lab program which is scientific in nature and easy to implement for schools. At present, more than 300 schools in India associated with handwriting lab. The conceptualization of Veda Handwriting Lab under CEIR Trust is good or bad handwriting is an existing myth. There is only trained or untrained handwriting. We welcome you, sir. Over to you, sir, now.
Thank you, Hamsapriya ma'am. Thank you very much. And a special thanks to Manila ma'am. You know, if you go across India and see the Sahodaya complexes, only few, very few women, heads are there, and she is one among that. So thanks for inviting me, and thanks for your wonderful introduction also, Hamsapriya ma'am. I have a very deep connection with Bangalore. Actually, after my graduation, my first job was in Bangalore, and when I left Bangalore, I was head of the department for T. John College, Bangalore. I know, many principals. You, Hamsapriya ma'am, Manila ma'am, Hemalada ma'am, Prabha ma'am, Mr. Anil from Bangalore Academy, Dinesh sir, Dr. Muniraj of Bangalore Academy. So I'm not actually a new face in Bangalore. I'm known to all. Let me get into the session first. Ma'am, can I start now? Hamsapriya ma'am? Hamsapriya
Yes,
ma'am, can I
yes,
start
sir.
now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You
Right.
can start.
So, dear all, this entire session is based on a book. In fact, we borrowed this name, The Lost Art of Handwriting, from this book. I have sold around 3 million copies by Brenna Jordan. She's a backbone of Center for Educational Initiative Research. And the entire discussion which I am going to give you today is based on this book. So I'll just give you a little idea about what exactly this book deals with handwriting. She says, we should have both. We have room for both the technology, meaning the typing and writing. And about handwriting, she claims that handwriting gives insight into your personality. Handwriting connects us to the past, and handwriting inspires creativity. Handwriting can help you to remember things. Remember, handwriting can also release stress. Handwriting evoke emotions. These are some of the founding pillars of this entire book. Now, let me jump into the art session, the lost art of handwriting. So we all know handwriting is very important subject, and it is the relevance of handwriting is more than in the past. Irrespective of the nostalgic note of the past, handwriting still plays a major subject in all the schools or among all the students. It will be unfair from my side if I don't discuss the scientific side of handwriting before I start the art of writing. Now, who is writing? Is hand writing or hand is more to write? These are fundamental questions to be answered. Hand is not writing actually. Hand is more to write via the brain. Now, what exactly happens when writing? The neuro impulses created by our brain give instruction to the hand. Hand simply execute that job. It's not handwriting, hand is more to write. So it is a mind and hand coordination, mind and motor coordination. To substantiate my claim, I'll just connect you with 2 or 3 examples. For example, some children, instead of writing D they write B. Am I right? Or if you ask some child to write B, they write D. Why it is happening? We are not teaching them wrongly. But why it is happening? Because these are mirror image letters. If you show D and B to the mirror, D looks B and B looks D. Am I right? So that is actually a fundamental issues with handwriting. Now, we all use these copywriting books. Usually schools start this copywriting book from lower KG onwards. Sometimes it goes up to 6th, 7th, 8th standard also. But still this issue of handwriting is very much there. Why? Because I tell you, we are using a copywriting book to improve one's handwriting. As I told you, handwriting is mind writing. Copywriting is what they just copy and write. They need a model all the time. That is the reason if you check the child's copywriting book and the same child's English notebook, you will find two different handwriting. Because copywriting book, they have a model, they copy and write. And English notebook, there is nothing to copy and write. So copying and writing is not handwriting. Handwriting is mind writing. So if you really want to improve your handwriting, the coordination between the mind and motor has to be improved. Better will be the mind and motor coordination, better will be the handwriting. Okay, now I'll just share a small video about CEIR. Is it visible?
Yes, sir. It's visible.
Visible now? Something is not working. The low start of handwriting.
Some decades back, 9 teachers from different parts of the world, leaving their third day of conference at Vienna back in October 1996, met in a local cafe. All of them were led by one thought, one spark. We are prisoners of language, and only through language we could save us. As teachers by spirit, all of them were driven by one question. How is it possible to invent a tool to help the kids all around the world to have a dignified skill of language? And they reached in the art of writing. Then another door opens. Don't we need a universal method for training of writing? The one or many existing in the world are not serving the purpose anymore. The 9 teachers, they returned to their home country with these questions to meet again in a time in future. When they met again somewhere in the East, began an organization called CEIR. They developed a unique method for giving training in the art of handwriting for children. First of its kind, so simple and backed by science and research.
Hello. So you hope you understood about a brief idea about CEIR, Center for Educational Initiative and Research, and the voiceover was done by Madam Anamika. Thank you, Madam, for that. Now, Manila ma'am asked me, like we should have a practical session, an experiential learning. So all the participants, please take a sheet of paper and write anything. The choice is yours. You can write anything. One sentence you should write. Anything you like, anything of your choice. Or we will have a common, statement, sentence. You say, 3 good qualities of a teacher or a principal or whoever. 3 good qualities of a teacher. Please write. Please take a sheet of paper and write 3 good qualities of a teacher. Hope you have done. I have no other option other than believing you. Huh? I trust you. Because these online classes, there are little limitations. And but it have a better this thing, this is the only platform where you can talk without using a mask. Okay. So please write 3 good qualities of a teacher or a principal or a chief minister, whatever. Now, what you have to do, you have to underline the first word. What is that? 3. Please underline the word 3. Now, in this word, we will learn something about the patterns of writing. See, there are 2 patterns of writing. What are they? One is cursive writing or joining, running letters, whatever you call. Another one is print style. Print style and cursive style, the fundamental difference is that cursive style, you should lift your pen only after completing the word. Print, every letter you have to lift your pen and write. That is the basic difference. Since you are lifting your pen every time, print, it is relatively slower than cursive. Not only that, actually the print style was designed for printing press, not for human hand. That's the reason it goes one by one. Cursive, moreover, it was designed for the human hand. It needs lesser, motor coordination, and you can write faster also. Whatever may be your handwriting, there can only be 2 patterns. Either you write joining or you write separately. Either you write in print or you write in cursive. Now, this word 3, what is the pattern of your writing? Is it cursive or print? I told you there is nothing else other than that. Either you can join and write or you can write separately. I tell you, 99% of our writing will be a combination of cursive and print. Most of the people, what happens, some letters they join, some other letters they write separately. Some letters they are able to join, some letters are unable to join. So it is an inability. So please remember the first point. If you are writing in cursive, write only in cursive. If you are writing in print, please write only in print. Never mix 2 different handwriting, because there is nothing called mixed handwriting. Number 1. Choice is yours. You can follow cursive, you can follow print. Both has its own merits. In fact, cursive writing have more merits because it actually stimulates the brain synapses, the brain capacity. More retention will happen. By writing, we learn the spelling, we develop the grammar, we develop the vocabulary. So, as I told you, cursive was designed for human hand. Whatever may be, but you should never mix 2 different handwriting. That is the number 1 lesson to be learned. Now, why you are using mixed handwriting? Why? What is the reason? I tell you the reason, very simple. Just go back to your old classrooms. Just don't sit here, sit there, but take your mind back to your old classrooms. Then recollect what the good or bad comments you received from your teachers about your handwriting, the good or bad remarks about your handwriting. Please recollect, something will be there, good or bad. I tell you, sometimes they say, you write properly, Sometimes they say you write neatly. Sometimes they say you write between the lines. Huh? Sometimes, if you're writing in small, they say write big. If you're writing big, they say write small. How small? This much or this much or this much, which has not been discussed. In order to make somebody to write properly and neatly, first of all, we should know how to write properly. Once you know how to write properly, we can train or teach others how to write properly. So the major ingredient is that, if you want to make somebody to write properly, first of all, we should know how to write properly. So this writing properly is very important. So my simple advice is that please don't mix two different handwriting. Now move to the second word, 3 good. Just underline the word good now. I request you, please write good 2 or 3 times separately now. Good, good, good. The same sheet of paper. Please write this word good 3 times. Now compare the first G and the second G and third G. There will be some difference. Am I right? Compare the first D, second D and last D. There will be some difference. Why it is happening? Now I will take you to the lost art of writing now. Because you should understand the special nature of English alphabets. Unlike our regional letters, almost all letters move in clockwise. But English alphabet, there are 8 letters are moving in anti-clockwise. In this word good, all 4 letters are moving in anti-clockwise. That is the reason the formation is different. And in English alphabet, there are few letters moves in clockwise, few letters moves in anti-clockwise, some letters touch the upper line, some letters touch the lower line, and F is the only letter touch all the 4 lines. See, complete different movement. Now I'll ask you a question. You ask anyone, grade 1 to even middle-aged person, an old man, every individual can write alphabets. Am I right? Everybody knows alphabets, A, B, C, D. But most of the cases, their writings are not neat or legible. Yes or no? Why it is happening? So don't you think this is a high time to think beyond alphabets? Because everybody knows alphabet. But when it comes to actual writing, the legibility, speed, neatness is affected. Then what is this missing part? Can anyone guess what is missing? This word good can give you an answer. I told you, handwriting is nothing but a movement skill. The first G and second G and third G, you had problem because it is moving in anti-clockwise. Whenever you move anything on anti-clockwise, it is not that comfortable for us. But if you move in clockwise, it is more comfortable. Now everyone, whoever is watching this, just raise your hand like this. Done? Please raise your hand like this. I am not able to see everyone. I believe, everybody is following my instructions. It will be very interesting. Please raise your hand like this. Just make a circle on there, clockwise circle. Do three, 4 times. Now, do anti-clockwise. Do clockwise, then anti-clockwise, which is easy for you to move. Understood? When you move clockwise, it's easy. When you move anti-clockwise, it's slightly different. Yes or no? Now you understood what I am trying to convey. Handwriting is not just learning about alphabets. Handwriting is a movement skill. If you learn this movement skill, this art of movements, anybody at any age group can improve their handwriting. The missing part is this movement skill. Now, raise a hand like this once again, please. From bottom to up, just make some stroke, like a small strokes. From bottom to up, make some strokes like this. Now, please do the same with a small tick up. Same thing, just attaching a small tick. Do once again without tick, 2-3 times. Now do with a small tick up, which is easy to move. Understood? When you start any letter with a tick up or a tick down, it is easy for you to move. Very simple. Just attach a tick, not a loop. Not a loop. It will affect your spacing. Just a tick up. Meaning, L should start with a tick up and down. N should be a tick down and a cup down. Got it? L, when you start L, start with a small tick up, down. N or N, start with a small tick down and a cup down. Understood this movement skills? See, usually what happens, we make the child to write first, then do the corrections. Please don't do that. As I told you, mind is writing. So we should have a proper images in our mind first. If the images are correct, automatically the handwriting will be correct. Because hand is not writing. Hand is more to write by the mind or brain. Now, I'll try to share a screen. It's there with me. This gives you some writing preparations. It's a small video. Please watch this. I just want to give you some of the fundamentals of writing. The first fundamental thing is we have to be thorough with the writing preparations. It is a fundamental aspects of writing correctly. We call it 5 scientific areas. What are they? The first one, how you sit for writing. If you sit correctly for writing, your handwriting will be naturally. So how to sit correctly? It's very simple. Make sure that you are keeping both your legs parallel on the ground. If you keep both legs parallel on the ground, naturally we sit straight. Just try to cross your legs. Could you see some kind of a small bending come? So when you are sit for writing, make sure that both of your legs are perpendicular, parallel on the ground. Once you keep both the legs parallel on the ground, naturally we sit straight. You don't need to do any strainful activity. Just keep both the legs parallel. That's it. Naturally our spine will be erect. Our sitting posture will be correct. That is the first point. The second scientific area is the distance between table and chair. If the distance is small, it affects your writing. If the distance is very close by, it also affects your writing. Then what is a simple method to see the proper distance? Just keep both your elbows on the table. Just keep both the elbows on the table. If you can comfortably place both the elbows on the table, that is a proper distance between table and chair. For an example,
me is not comfortable. It affects my writing. Now it is comfortable. You understood? The distance should be measured in terms of keeping both your elbows on the table. If you find it is comfortable, that is the proper distance between your table and chair. This is all the second preparation or scientific area of writing. First is your sitting posture. Second one is the distance between table and chair. Now the third one is the angle of the book or position of your book or paper. Now imagine I am a right-hander. I am a right-hander. Okay. So what should be the angle of my book? It is precisely 40-45 degree angle. Now I am a right-hander. I have to keep my book straight like this. Then the right corner of my book should go upward. Meaning, here the 90 degree comes. I am a right-hander. The right corner of my book is going upward, precisely 40-45. Now, if I am a left-hander, the 90 degree comes here. So the left corner of my book should go upward, precisely 40-45. This is the angle of your book or paper. The right-hander, the right corner should go up. The left-hander, the left corner should go up. First, you have to keep the book straight. Then, a right corner should go up for the right hand. Now, the fourth point, the movement of your book or paper. That is the fourth point. You know what happens exactly when we write? We start writing like this, then we come down, then we come down, when we come down. What is happening here? You are breaking the rule. What is the rule? Whenever you write, you should sit straight. Now what is happening here? I am not sitting straight. Why it is happening? Because your book is not moving. You are moving with the book. That is not correct. Then what to do? Suppose if I am a right-hander, the right corner of my book is going up. I have to keep one hand top of my book. Why one hand should be top of the book? When I come down, I have to push my book upward. The book should go up. You should not go with the book. So I am maintaining my sitting posture. I'll repeat once again. I am a right-hander. My left hand is on top of the book or paper. I am coming down. Naturally, I have to push my book upward. I should not go with the book. So, the fourth point, the book should go upward. Now, the fifth point, how to hold your pen. Now, if you see, most of the time, the pen comes with a grip. Better buy those kind of pens comes with a grip. Now, you have to hold the pen on the grip area, not the tip or here. You have to hold the grip area. Clear? With the two fingers. Then the third finger, that should support the pen. Got my point? And the pen should always rest in between the pen. It should not be like this. It should be in between. You can find a curve here. The pen should always rest in between the curve. In case if you want, you can even use the fourth finger also. Now, imagine if you are using in a different method, slowly come back to the 3-finger or 4-finger method. Very simple. Hold the pen with your 2 fingers in the grip area. The third finger should support. Make sure that always the pen rests in between the curve. Should not go. That is the tip. Now I hope you understood the 5 scientific areas. Now along with me, you are going to repeat the writing preparations or the scientific area. What is the first one? Sitting posture. Make sure, along with me, make sure you're keeping both your legs parallel on the ground. You're sitting.
Please do it.
No. Please do that. Whenever you write, make sure you're naturally coming to the actual writing position. Because it affects your writing.
Something went wrong now.
If you break this, it will definitely affect your writing. So make sure both legs parallel on the ground.
Am I visible now?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, sorry, something went wrong. But these all few, areas we have to remember all the time, like before, getting into writing, these some fundamental things, these writing preparations we have to remember all the time. Now, you please take a pen and start, like making some lines like this. I'll just show you from bottom to up. Please make some few lines, 3-4 lines like this. Done? Is it visible?
Yes. Yes, yes.
Now, the same thing, you start with a small tick up like this, 2-3 times. Now, I hope you understood. When you start with a small tick up, it is easy to move. Am I right?
Yeah.
Now, I'll just give you a small practical this thing. Because if you write a C like this, second C will be like this. Because it is moving in anti-clockwise. We have already discussed that topic. Now, instead of that, you make a small tick up and a curve like this. Like a slanting grandfather's stick, a curve like this. I don't know how best you can see this. Done?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
The same sheet of paper, because my problem here is heavy rain in Kerala. I'm little afraid whether the power goes off. Anyway, I will manage it, no problem. So, we'll make a small tick up and a curve. This curve is very important. That we call as a frame. Because we teach only 5 basic frames and 5 basic letters and 5 basic techniques. If you make a frame like this, put this anti-clockwise letter C like this. So that if you write 10C also, the formation will be same. Clear? So I will do a small tick up and a curve. I'll come down, I'll create a letter C. Now if you observe, I told you there are 8 letters moves in anti-clockwise. For example, this tick up frame, this C, the same C you can create an A. The same C you can create a D, G, Q, O, X, E. Meaning, if you create one slanting grandfather stick and a frame C, then 8 letters can be produced from there. Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So please understand this functional movements. Similar way, you make a small tick up on the sheet of paper. Make a small tick up and come down, you can create a letter I. Now the same I slightly going up become a T. Same tick up, it create a letter L. Same you can create a letter H. Same you can create B, you can create K, you can create F. 9 letters can be created from a frame tick up. I hope you understood how it is happening. One basic frame, one basic letter can be created. Now, Please create a tick up and a slanting grandfather stick. Everyone. Please make a tick up and a slanting grandfather stick. Come down to the bottom and create the letter C. For an example, I am creating a small tick up, slanting grandfather stick. Without lifting my pen, I create a letter C here. Please do that. Now, just join it, bring down and create a letter G. Is it simple? Tick up, slanting grandfather stick, coming down, creating a letter C, just touching the knee, making a descender, you can create a letter G. Similar way, you make another tick up and slanting grandfather stick, come down to the bottom, touch the knee, make an upward knot like this. You can create a letter O. We will write the word good because all 4 letters are moving in anti-clockwise. Please repeat one more. O, tick up, slanting grandfather stick, C, touching the neck, upward knot, O. Now the last letter is D. How? Tick up, slanting grandfather stick, C, touching the neck. Now make an ascender and come down. You can create a letter D. Hope you have done it. Just keep everything aside now. Now I will teach you a small technique. Similar way, raise your hand like this. I hope everybody is following it. Don't fool me. Please come to this position. We call this erratic position. Please come like this. Now look at the tip of your index finger. Now we are touching the art of writing. I'll just show you what exactly I'm going to do. I'm not putting any pressure on my shoulder. I'm looking at the tip of my index finger. And I will draw the slanting, the frame. Tick up, slanting grandfather stick. Please do it. Tick up, slanting grandfather stick. The frame. The frame, only one thing you have to remember, the curve has to be formed properly. I'll do once again. Tick up, slanting grandfather stick. It tick up a slight slanting and a curve. Done? Now we will create a C from that. How? Looking at the tip of your index finger. Tick up, slanting grandfather stick and a bottom curve. You create a letter C. Please try once again. Tick up, slanting grandfather stick, C. Now touching the knee, make a descender, you create a letter G. So draw the letter G first. Handwriting is an art. Don't write. It is an art. Okay? Please come again. Along with me, look at the tip of your index finger, please. Don't look on the screen. I'm looking on the screen. Now I'm looking at the tip of my index finger. Tick up, slanting grandfather stick, C, touching the knee, descender, and a small bonding. We create the letter G. Now we'll create the letter O. How? We draw tick up, slanting grandfather stick, C, touching the knee, upward knot. O is created. Please do it. Look at the tip of your index finger. Tick up, slanting grandfather stick, C, touching, and upward knot, O. Now, please repeat one more O, G, O, O, D. Tick up, slanting grandfather stick, C, touching the knee, O. Now the last letter D. I'll just show you. Please observe. Tick up, slanting. See the curve? Tick up, slanting grandfather stick, C, touching. Now an ascender and a small tail formation. Please do it along with me. You should love writing, you know, because people make us to write from the day one. Because I told you handwriting is an art. You should never write. You have to draw. Okay? So D. Tick up, slanting grandfather stick, C, ascender, and a tail. Now we will write good in cursive on the air. We call this air tick. Okay. Please observe me first. Pick up, slanting grandfather stick. C, G without lifting, another curve. C, O, another curve. C, O, another curve. C, T. I'll just show you how it moves. I'll show you how it moves. Visible this? Pick up, slanting grandfather stick. C, touching the neck. G without lifting, another curve. C, O, another curve. C, O, another curve. C, T. Now please come to air-tick position last time, or maybe one more time we will do. Just come, look at the tip of your index finger. Start drawing. You should see the letters on there. Start. Pick up, slanting grandfather stick. C, G without lifting, another curve. C, O, another curve. C, O, another curve. C, and then D. Understood the movement? Now please take your pen and draw the letters on the sheet of paper. Start with a small tick. Don't put any pressure. Air, you didn't give any pressure, na? The same pressure you should give to the pen. Start moving, tick up, slanting grandfather stick. C, G without lifting, another curve. C, O, another curve. C, O, another curve. C, and a D. Done? Once again, last time. Please repeat this air tick once again for me. It's a special request because I really want you to draw, not to write. Okay? I'm looking at the tip of my index finger. Start moving your finger. Pick up, slanting grandfather stick. C, G without lifting, another curve. C, O, another curve. C, O, another curve. C, D. With that pressure, that zero pressure, take your pen and just draw the word good on the paper. Could you see some kind of a movement, some kind of a drawing sensation? That is what exactly we lost. Manila ma'am?
Yeah, yes, yes.
That is the lost art of handwriting.
Yeah.
Because it is an art. We have never treated this as an art. You know, because that, you know, we have, see, this environment, I'm not able to give you more because we need a digital board and all. Because after, you know, this pandemic, we started online session. Handwriting lab, we started this online session some 3 years back. Most of our schools are using our online sessions to improve their students' handwriting. Almost all schools. Ma'am, I'll just take 2 minutes more.
Yeah, no problem. We have still time.
Yeah, please understand some of the things which I forgot to add. Because see, actually I am sitting in an ambience, you know, the kind of rain falls, unbelievable rain is actually pouring on. Because it is an alert area also where we are staying. Heavy rain is there from today morning onwards. Anyway, there are few things you have to remember to improve your handwriting. First, please think that mind is writing, not hand. While you write, please do not put any pressure because handwriting is a movement skills. If you put pressure, the movements will be affected. The third thing, this is actually a big myth. You know, like people used to advise, like, you know, if you want to improve your handwriting, you write more. Please don't do that. If your handwriting is not good, more and more writing will, you know, spoil your handwriting. Now, what happens when you write more? The same mistakes will be reproduced. We repeat the same mistake again and over. Then it will be part of our daily writing. If you want to improve your handwriting, don't write more, write correctly. Writing correctly will improve your handwriting. Writing more will spoil your handwriting. This is what happening across. Everybody knows the importance of handwriting, but all that beliefs are, like add more problems to this subject, handwriting. So please do not write more, learn to write correctly. And more than anything, your sitting posture matters a lot. I have shown you a clip from our online video. See, writing posture, angle of the book, movement of the book, holding the pen is all the basic things of it. If you improve that area itself, this writing preparations, naturally your handwriting will improve. So I hope it was beneficial for all the participants. Now you may have a small comparison between your first good and last good which you made. The first good and the last good. Hope there will be some improvement. So before concluding, let me tell you what Veda Handwriting Lab believes, that there is this so-called good or handwriting is a myth. There is only trained or untrained handwriting. Anybody, any age group can improve their handwriting if you approach scientifically. Any questions, ma'am?
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Gopinath, for giving a complete insight into the right way of writing. And audience are not, able to log in because you muted them in order to have a peaceful interaction with you. Vamshi Priya Madam, Principal MVG School, will take up the questions from the audience and she will ask you. Over to Vamshi Priya Madam.
Ma'am, your audio.
You need to unmute, Vamshi. Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Srisan sir. It was a great initiative taken, I would say, because I can see only full praises in our Facebook group
Okay.
of, where Bangalore Sahodaya has launched. But there's a $1 million question which I would like to ask. When writing during this pandemic has become very minimal, how do we emphasize on writing? Of course, the part of it which you have trained us, it can be done virtually and we can improvise. But this is with respect to one word which you have taken and you've given us good tips. But in case we have to improvise, writing short answer questions or a long answer question, how do we go ahead?
Ma'am, we have already made these free sessions available on YouTube.
Yes,
you can just, visit this Veda Handwriting Lab Season 1, Season 2.
Okay, sir.
It is more comprehensive, complete. Today I have dealt more onto the theoretical side. There are a lot of practice sessions that our children can access free of cost.
Okay.
Please visit Veda Handwriting Lab Season 1, Season 2 in YouTube. It is free. You can access. It is on public domain.
Thank you, sir. And one more question which I would like to ask is the scientific areas, that is, you were talking about the distance, the angle, the posture, and how the movement for a left-hand writer or for a right-hand writer can be used to improvise on their cursive drawing, I would say, not writing because it's an art.
Yes.
But in the sedentary life system, would it be possible for us to inculcate this as a good conditional habit?
Ma'am, see, I tell you, that's the reason in my introduction. See, this book also dealt with that. 15 states in US, 15 counties, I may say, banned writing instead of typing. Within 6 months, all these decisions revoked, and again they said, go back to the old classroom, writing is must. Writing is not just for communication, ma'am. Writing has multiple effects on one's brain, in our entire system. writing, listening, this LSRW, like listening, speaking, writing, and reading, we cannot substitute with anything. Of course, the technology, the typing, the keyboarding, and writing should go hand in hand. Both have its own place. One cannot replace another one. Hope I answered your question.
Yes, sir. As it is said that first impression is the last impression, and handwriting is a reflection of a personality. A last question to you, sir. It says that it can reflect the personality of a person. That is, either a broad handwriting or a narrow handwriting can really identify the personality, like a person is dominant or a narrow-minded or a broad-minded person. Please give certain insights to this particular thought, sir.
Ma'am, this actually, when you inspect one's handwriting, there will be something you can understand. It's part of graphology. Okay. Now, what is this thing? You know, like our fingerprint. Handwriting is unique. You cannot have, you cannot compare to humans' handwriting because it is distinctive. It is unique in its own way. There can't be two similar handwriting. You cannot find anywhere on this planet. But what exactly we have to focus here is like, the old platform, old time, even today also we say your handwriting is good, your handwriting is bad, you should stop this. I tell you, it affects the personality of the child, the confidence level of the child. I tell you one simple example, ma'am. See, even in the classrooms, when you ask the children to submit their notebooks, the homework, some children keep the notebooks on the top. Some keep on the down. Have you noticed this? Why it is happening? Same homework. Why somebody is keeping on the top and somebody is keeping in the middle, or because they don't want to show their handwriting to because we have to fundamentally understand the basic principle, ma'am. This good and bad handwriting is an existing myth. There is nothing called good or bad handwriting. There is only trained or untrained handwriting. You look at the first good, Vamsapriya ma'am, and the last good which you wrote. I saw you were writing.
Yes, sir.
Could you find some difference?
Lot of difference.
What is the difference? Because the first good which you wrote is untrained. Nobody has trained you. People only gives you comments, suggestions. Be happy. How to be happy? Write properly. How to write properly? Yes or no? I'm sorry, I'm little excited with that, but this is the fact. If you ask somebody to write properly, guide the child properly. Unfortunately, we have not received from our school life, old schools, because none of them are properly guided. When we become teachers, we repeat the same thing to the children. Write properly, write neatly. No. How to write neatly? If somebody is writing small, we tell, write big. We should also show them the size. So this is the medium size. Follow this. That was not happening, man. We simply make comments. Oh, write properly. Oh, your handwriting is not neat. Who is saying this? Am I right, ma'am? So please remove this entire concept. Actually, in our mind, this good, bad handwriting concept is ridiculous, I'm telling you.
So the last one, when I think about this cursive handwriting as well as a print handwriting, which you started off right at the beginning of your session, to advocate parents, some say it's a UK print handwriting is okay. And some say, I want my child to do the cursive writing itself. Finally, the schools have stopped emphasizing more on handwriting. Please give your recommendations on this, sir.
Ma'am, I repeat, I said, handwriting is unique. And there are only two patterns of writing, cursive and print. Now, why this is called print? The word itself is called print style of writing. Meaning, it was actually developed for the old printing press. Now only you have the digital press. This old presses use that. So those letters actually designed for printing press, not for human hand. But cursive, generally if you write cursive, you can see, you can find, you know, it is more easier for the human hand. So I have no difference of opinion. Scientifically or research-based report says cursive is actually meant for human hand. Printing is for printing press machines. We need water, machines need, you know, other fuels, fossil fuels. So that is a huge difference. Am I right? So cursive is, you know, advisable, ma'am. Okay, if somebody is adamant on writing print, nothing wrong in that.
Thank you so much, sir. I think if only I was trained like this, today I wouldn't have known Vamshi writes jalebis, you know. My handwriting is quite broad and sometimes it is inclined towards left, sometimes it is towards right. Finally, I've given up improvising. I think I will take the initiative from today to start this art of writing, sir. Thank you. Over to Manila, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, Vamshi. An announcement for the participants. We have given the link of the feedback form in the chat box. Kindly fill up the feedback form and submit it, after which you'll be receiving the e-certificate. And some of the participants have joined us on the Facebook link as well. In case they have joined and attended the workshop, please tell them to fill up this feedback form or write to Bangalore Sahodaya. We will be sharing the certificates with them. And to conclude, we have our Dr. Sharda Chandrasekhar, Principal of Whitefield Global School, to propose the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Manila. Thank you, Dr. Sreesan Gopinath, sir. It was an amazing session, really. I recall a small anecdote which happened with me when I was in my +2. There was a boy seated right behind me. We were writing the board examinations and
I think Sharda Ma'am was facing network issues. She
Oh.
told me, maybe, you know, she must have got stuck there. And but she's very good at telling stories and connecting to
No,
the
I was very
situation.
eager to listen to that also.
Otherwise, thank you very much, Dr. Gopinath, for this wonderful session, for making us realize that there is no good and bad handwriting, but it's the right way of writing.
Exactly.
So keep
When
in
you
mind.
say, Manila ma'am, when you say people listen, you must say this to everyone. You know, like you are actually a non-face across this CBSE, this thing. We must start telling people, you know, like we are basically into this IIT, all that. But, you know, fundamentally we understood more than this logical reasoning, you know, the basic thing, writing has to be improvised.
I think
That is the base of the child's future.
Dr. Chandrasekhar is back. Come on, continue, Sharda.
Ma'am, continue with your story. I think, is she audible?
No, I think she's getting stuck. She was texting me saying that my network is very weak. Anyway, we will conclude it. But it was, you know, in case any schools are requesting me to share your number or mail ID, I will be sharing with them in case they want to organize any workshop in their respective schools. So thank you so much for, you know, being a part of this today's session and enlightening all the teachers with the right way of handwriting. Thank you so much. Sharda, are you back?
yeah, back.
Yeah.
Quickly, I will finish it up. And I was shouted angrily by this man saying that your handwriting is so bad, I can't read a single word. Then my father said, from the time she is born, I have been telling her that. Today, I understood how to hold a pen to write properly, sir. And in fact, a lot of myths are also clarified for me that I need to go back to my toddler segment HM to.
Yes.
Again.
Yeah, again. So I think every school must focus on this writing right from the kindergarten. I think the teachers or the principals who are in this session, you know, please focus on this kind of handwriting and give them a lot of, you know, practice in the air, you know, writing on the air. I think that the children will definitely like it. And so thank you so much, Dr. Gopinath, on behalf of Bangalore Sahodaya School Complex Association. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Participants for being a part of this session. I hope you have lost